Years ago when I lived in California, I had neighbors that were on drugs, and we were trying to reach out to them and share the gospel with them in so many different ways, just showing them the love of Jesus as best as we knew how. I remember when I had a friend come to visit me where I was staying there in California, and he was sitting on my couch, and as he was sitting there, all of a sudden he says, "Paul, I feel God's presence resting on my left wrist." And I said, "I wonder if God's speaking to you a word of knowledge of somebody who needs healing for their left wrist." And he said, "Well, do you need healing for your left wrist?" I said, "No. But ask my roommates." So he asked my roommates, and none of them do. He comes back and he feels a little discouraged, thinking that he must have missed hearing God. And I said, no, ask my neighbors, they're outside. And he was like, I said, "Come on now, go for it." He says, "Okay." So he goes outside and he says, "Random question, do any of you guys get a problem with your left wrist?" And my one neighbor, he says, "I sure do." Wait a second. That's just the strangest thing, because I always got a problem with my left wrist, but it just disappeared right now when you asked me about it. And so it was one of the tools that God used to really cause this guy to become very open to the gospel. And so pay attention when God does different things. You might just think, "Oh, God's just touching me in my room for me," but it might not just be for you. God might be trying to show you something to impact the people around you, to see the heroin addict next door fall in love with Jesus Christ, because God just wants to touch these people. So look for opportunities for Jesus to show up and be God.